Hello everybody, time to watch some more scary police encounters that you can simply not watch alone. Now let's buckle up and stay frosty. The following was uploaded by a night officer who states that they noticed something quite terrifying unfold that night. They were patrolling the area after hearing some strange noises from the other side of a brick wall. The premises were not accessible to any intruders and were fenced off. We see something that looks like a pair of legs appear out of thin air. They step back and vanish into the pond. The officers later said it freaked them out so badly they didn't bother patrolling that section for the rest of the night. Because the strange thing is, we only see the legs, no torso, no arms, and no head. It's like whatever it was didn't want to be seen fully and just slipped into the water. Pretty chilling if you ask me. Was somebody just snooping around, or did something more mysterious unfold? A security camera was recording as part of a police investigation. There was a man behaving aggressively inside a building, threatening people, and then suddenly he took off. His escape seemed flat out impossible.
Entonces, ahora el problema que tenemos es que no sabemos qué pasó con él, no sabemos si va a volver, porque efectivamente sí se lo llevaron, pero no tenemos la familia no nos ha ayudado con la respuesta de saber qué pasó con él.
He runs toward a solid wall, one you can't just walk through. You can even hear people afterwards sounding confused. They're talking about how strange it was, how no one really knows what happened to him. He was definitely taken away, that much is clear. No one has answers. The family hasn't helped explain anything either. There are two specific things worth pointing out in this footage. He didn't just disappear, he literally passed through the wall. He runs straight into it, bounces a bit, and then somehow goes right through it. It's like something out of a movie. And before you say it's just a glitchy video, remember, he was touching and interacting with people before that moment, not a ghost. What do you think? Did we just witness something we're not supposed to see? A police cruiser was capturing its nightly patrol when it noticed something strange in the sky. He is certain that he captured a UFO that night, and many of his colleagues thought at first that this must have been a fake. Some believe it might have been simply a drone, but it does look way too big to be explained as one. What do you believe happened here? Going through scary footage like this, you spend a lot of time in your own head, rewinding scenes looking for what others might have missed. It's a focused kind of work, and I've learned that little things like having the right scent on can actually help set the tone, and even calm the nerves a bit when you're deep in the footage. That's why I've been using Scentbird. It's a fragrance subscription that lets you try new scents every month. Designer, niche, all of it without the big price tag. And this month's pick? First up, Center Stage by Femine London. All rose, saffron, patchouli, and leather. It hits like velvet curtains in an abandoned opera house. Luxurious, mysterious, and maybe a little bit dangerous. Next is Night Harvest by Van Dang. The scent's starker. Lavender, nutmeg, and smoked vanilla. Like walking through a foggy ritual site in the woods. Spicy, smoky, and absolutely haunting in the best way. And finally, Nouvelle Vague by Maison Louis Marie. Think coconut, fig, and tonka bean. Lighter but not forgettable. Like that quiet unease right before sunrise. Wonderfully reflective, almost spiritual. Quick tip, spray, wait, and tap. Don't rub. Rubbing breaks down the scent too fast. Tapping keeps the loop notes intact. With Scentbird, you get a curated 8ml supply of designer and niche scents every month. You can switch it up monthly and explore over 900 fragrances, including top names like Prada and Versace, or niche labels like Perfumes de Marly and Roja. Your first fragrance is just $8 and your next month only $16.95. No full bottle commitment. It also comes in a sleek, travel-friendly packaging that fits right into your bag or jacket pocket. Each vial gives you a 30-day supply and everything ships straight to your door. And if you want to try these out, right now they're offering an amazing 55% off your first month. Use promo code KING at checkout or scanning the QR code on the screen. You get to try the first fragrance from Scentbird for only $8 and your next month will be only $16.95. Trust me, it's a game changer for streaming, filming, or setting a mood. King gets you that 55% off. Check it out and let me know which scent takes you deeper into the unknown. This next incident was shared by Jake Ghost Hunter, who teamed up with a fellow investigator to explore the abandoned Old Liberty High during the night. At first, everything felt routine, just another late-night sweep of a haunted spot. But that changed fast. Not long after they split up, one of them spotted a shadow figure slipping into a nearby room. Things escalated when they heard what sounded like firearms echo from somewhere deeper inside the building. They were on opposite ends of the school at the time, and no one else was supposed to be on the property. The whole situation felt off. So off, in fact, that they ended up calling the police.
And at the Old Liberty High School, there's shots fired. Please come here quick.
Boy, stick it. Thank you all.
Yep.
We go over here.
You guys armed at all?
No, we have nothing.
Are you the callers?
Yes, yeah, we are.
So what happened?
Well, we're
Back here.
We're in here filming a ghost video of all things, and I was kind of standing down here in the cellar, and it sounded like it had to have been like in this parking lot, just like 7 shots. So I ran up to him where he was up in the gymnasium, and we just heard like rattling on the door, and that's when we were like, yeah, we should probably call. The gunshots were all here. The rattling on the door and the footsteps were in the gymnasium, which is right over here.
Luckily, Jake's gear was still rolling during all of this.
Sheriff's office, security here, make yourself known. Nobody in there, but there's something in there. Are you serious?
For real?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? What?
Let me just...
For real?
So right there on the second floor,
Yes.
we were looking this way. I heard pitter patter like that along that, what would that be? The east wall.
Yeah.
And then he hears it at the end of the hallway. And as I'm taking my light down, I see something go like dark across.
Are you guys dead?
I swear.
You have
And then we
body
were
cam?
like, no. But we were talking about you guys. We were like, let's just black out for a second. So we went completely black in there. And all of a sudden we heard movement behind us and we just ran.
For real?
Because there's nobody in there.
Okay. Dude.
I watch this stuff on YouTube.
Do you guys?
As they rushed out of the building after hearing the disturbing noises, their cameras captured every moment. Even the responding officers seemed rattled after going down those long dark hallways. It was one of those nights where the tension just didn't let up. After collecting their gear, Jake and his partner quickly left the site. Later, when Jake uploaded the footage, one of the comments stood out. Someone mentioned her husband had been one of the cops called to the scene. She said he still talks about what he saw that night. If you want to see the full investigation, be sure to check out Jake Ghost Hunter's page for the full story. While doing his usual night rounds at an old shooting range, a security officer spotted something strange. Someone or something suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Caught off guard, he did what anyone in his position might do. He started recording.
Amigo, no me puedo mover. No me puedo mover. A la ver. Su puta. Amigos, me está hablando, me está hablando.
The figure didn't move aggressively or say anything. It just hovered there and then vanished. The guard was completely thrown off by what he saw. One moment it was there, and the next it was gone. Some viewers have chalked it up to a staged scene, maybe even just a prank, but others are convinced this could have been something more, something unexplained. In the end, it's hard to know for sure, but whatever happened that night, it left a lasting impression. Following a tragic crash, the dashcam from a police cruiser captured something strange in the distance, something that nearly slipped by unnoticed. If you look closely, there's a figure walking along the road far behind the scene, which is odd considering the area had already been cleared. Some people think it could have been the spirit of someone involved in the accident, maybe a lingering presence from that night. Of course, there's no proof of that. It's just a theory. But no matter what it was, the clip has left a lot of viewers feeling uneasy. Celeste works night shifts as a night officer in a hospital, and after hearing countless strange stories from both staff and patients, she decided to start documenting anything unusual that happened on her rounds. People claim to see shadowy figures in the halls, or hear whispers coming from empty rooms.
Hola, yo hoy quiero contar mi experiencia acá en el Hospital Nacional grabando los pasillos. Realmente, aunque no se vio nada paranormal, pero sí que el ambiente estaba muy pesado. Yo ando grabando de noche sola los pasillos, ¿verdad? Pero nunca vi cosas paranormales. Escuché la historia de María Soledad acá en el Hospital Nacional. Me entró la curiosidad y quise grabar, pero no se dio nada. Pero sí, en los primeros días que estuve grabando me dolió mucho la cabeza, como 3 días me estuvo doliendo mucho la cabeza. Pero vamos a seguir grabando.
At first, her recordings didn't show much, just quiet corridors and dim lights. But then, one night, that changed. And what she caught on camera still creeps her out. Just keep in mind, during this shift, no one else was in that wing of the hospital. Now listen closely. You can hear it, something growling, faint but close, like it's right behind her. The sound is clear on her phone, but here's the weird part. Celeste didn't hear any of it in the moment. She only realized it after reviewing the footage. She keeps walking and the growl doesn't stop. It stays with her. Then one of the elevator doors suddenly opens. It felt like something unseen was following her, getting closer, feeding off her fear. A few nights later, Celeste came back. This time she wanted answers. She returned to the upper levels of the hospital, the floors that always felt the heaviest. As she climbed the stairwell to the top, things got even stranger. That growl returned, but now there was something else too. A woman's voice, humming some kind of tune under her breath, almost like a twisted lullaby echoing through the stairwell. Then, near one of the upper doors, Celeste noticed something disturbing. A 5-pointed star drawn on the surface. Not the kind of thing you'd expect in a hospital. It felt like someone had left it there on purpose, like they knew exactly what was lurking in that building. And it didn't end there. little while later, in a different section of the hospital, her camera picked up a dark figure moving behind a locked door. You can see the shape through the glass, just for a second before it disappears. So what do you think? Was this just leftover energy from a place filled with suffering? Or could there be something darker roaming those halls? Some say spirits cling to places like this. This next clip was reportedly captured by 2 park rangers while out on duty. They had been following up on some unusual reports from local farmers, claims that shadowy figures had been seen walking along rural roads late at night. That alone was strange. No one should have been out there at those hours, especially in complete darkness. As the rangers made their way down one of these remote roads, they suddenly came face to face with something unexpected. What exactly they saw that night remains unclear, but judging by their reaction, it wasn't something they were prepared to deal with. A man had just started a new job as a night security at an old, long-abandoned factory complex. During one of his first shifts, he came across something unusual, a strange-looking doll sitting alone in one of the back rooms. Thinking it looked creepy in a cool way, he made the mistake of bringing it home. But that harmless decision may have opened the door to something much darker. Because not long after, things in his house started to change, and not in a good way. One night, at exactly 5:23 in the morning, he was working alone at his computer when something truly chilling happened. He grabbed his phone and started filming.
Disculpen el reguero. Ahí están mis perritos durmiendo. Son las 5:23 de la mañana. 5:23 de la mañana, 5:24 ya, para los que dicen que... Para los que dicen que ocurre nada más a las 3 de la mañana, no. Son las 5 ya de la mañana. Con 24 minutos. Ahí están mis perritos. Están durmiendo. Y lo curioso es... Alexa, luz del cuarto blanco frío.
Muy bien.
Están escuchando. Escuchen. Son susurros. Y no hay nadie, no. Siempre los muestro que no hay nadie para que luego no digan, no, es que eso, qué sé yo, de tus amigos, de tus familiares o lo que sea, no hay absolutamente nadie.
What he caught on video were strange bangs and ghostly whispers coming from just outside his door, echoing through the place. He checked every room, found nothing. A few nights later, at 3:43 a.m., things took another dark turn.
Son las 3:43 de la mañana y justo... Otra vez. Luego empiezo a sentir adrenalina. Por eso respiro así. Encendí la linterna. No hay nadie. Todo está totalmente cerrado.
A blood-curdling scream rips through the house. It doesn't sound human. It's twisted, distorted, and terrifying. He rushes through each room once more. Still, no signs of anyone. But just as he starts to head back to his room, things escalate.
Intensificó.
No entiendo qué. Para los que me dicen que me vaya de la casa. Manchen. Es bien fácil decirlo.
A loud slam hits the garden door. He runs to open it. Nothing's there. And then, heavy footsteps coming straight toward him out of the darkness. Shaken, he retreats back inside. Desperate for answers, he invites a friend over to hold a Ouija session, hoping to figure out who or what was haunting him. But instead of solving the mystery, it only made things worse. Out of the corner of the room, a figure appears. Half hidden in the shadows, it has a scorched, melted face and glowing eyes. It just stands there for a moment, watching, then vanishes. The image of that face haunted him. So now we're left with the big question. What exactly did he bring into his home that day? Was it a demonic entity, a restless spirit, or something even worse? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll be reading. This next clip was part of a live broadcast showing an ongoing operation after a tragic discovery that someone had left this world in a wooded area. It happened around 2 a.m. Police and EMS were at the scene. Although the darkness covered most of the scene, the camera still caught something deeply unsettling. The person reporting explains that a body was found in a tree, suspended by a rope. A grim and heartbreaking situation. Firefighters and police were already at the scene when the feed was live. But then something strange appears.
Está suspendido por esa área, por el área donde usted visualiza algunas personas ahí en esa pequeña área boscosa. Pues lamentablemente pues es así como pues esta persona pierde la vida por suspensión. En otras palabras, pues él toma la fatal decisión de ahorcarse con un lazo y pues quedar suspendido en el aire, pues en horas de la madrugada.
Among the rescue crews, a pale figure can be seen, draped in what looks like a white cloth or veil, slowly moving through the trees toward the responders. It doesn't seem aware of the others, almost as if it's just passing through. At first, viewers in the chat suggested it might just be a glitch, a lens flare, or maybe another person at the scene. They went back and reviewed the footage several times and insist that the figure doesn't match any of the officials on site. That's not the only eerie detail. The broadcaster shared a photo taken moments later, showing that the body had been covered with a blanket that looked nearly identical to what the mysterious figure appeared to be wearing. Coincidence? Or could it be that the spirit of the deceased, still disoriented, was lingering at the site, clinging to the last thing they were wrapped in? Whatever the truth may be, this footage raises more questions than it answers. Did they capture a paranormal presence? Or is there a rational explanation we just haven't considered yet? Let me know in the comments. Night security at an old hotel noticed something unusual. An eerie figure that appeared just outside the front entrance of the property they were watching.
Okay, so this is the thing walking around. Now you see bugs and lightning bugs lighting up, but that's not it. You can see that it's walking almost like it has legs. This right here is a spider web. That's debunked. But this thing I cannot debunk.
They reviewed the footage multiple times, but still couldn't explain what they saw. To this day, no one knows exactly what it was, or why it showed up. At an old school building in Russia, security staff noticed something strange on the monitors during closing hours.
И что на одном месте?
Мы все здороваемся с ним теперь.
Да, я ему говорю, привет.
Видишь ребенок?
Видишь, как ребенок.
Когда выходит на черное, его сильно вообще видно. Вот, снимает. Иди сюда, мы же его...
Не верю.
Мы забыли вывести, это можно уже на большой экран вывести.
Смотри на большом экране.
Смотри.
Он ходит, сейчас спустится, вон он идет, видишь?
Видишь? Вот здесь вообще как ребенок, смотри, да?
Капец, Сережа, ты видишь?
Ну, конечно, вот и в телефоне вот он тоже.
И в актовом зале их там 3 штуки играют.
О, ничего себе.
Но они летают.
Они
Здравствуйте.
летают, как бы
Они там
играют.
не ходят, они
А
летают.
вон сейчас уже на стенке.
A faint, shifting shape appeared near one of the staircases. Some dismissed it as a trick of the light, maybe just glare or even spiderwebs catching the camera, but others were convinced it could have been something else, maybe even a spirit passing through. What it really was, that's still up for debate. This next security clip comes from a night officer in Mexico who shared footage after receiving reports of a strange individual wandering the property. But here's where it gets bizarre. Witnesses claimed the figure didn't have normal legs, but hoofs. The officer still isn't sure if it was some kind of elaborate prank or something far more unusual. So what do you think? Just a trick of the night, or was something truly unexplained caught on camera? The following is surveillance footage, which shows Jasmine and her daughter dashing home after spotting a strange figure lurking near their building. Yet, as Jasmine would soon discover, that unsettling image was only the beginning of their nightmare. That same evening, while reviewing her Ring camera, Jasmine noticed something she'd completely missed in real time.
So I'm sitting here looking at this Ring camera footage, and I don't understand how I didn't see this, because this is ridiculous.
I just called the police. Get out front of my door. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go.
The heavy door to apartment 23 swung open all on its own, paused wide for a heartbeat, then creaked shut without a soul in sight. A few days later, still rattled, Jasmine filmed a commentary clip. She replayed the footage in slow motion.
In the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open. Ever. Like, can't. But in the video, you saw the door just came open. Who opened the door? Like, look at it. Like, pitch black. Like, make it make sense. Like, how? How? I don't know. That don't make sense. Just look, watch this. The door comes open. There's nobody there.
Property management sent a technician to inspect the unit. Jasmine hung back in the hallway as the man tested the lights, but when he peeked inside, he was stunned.
Sent somebody up to come take a look, so I'm let him do what he do, and I'm going to stay back here. You say the light works? Y'all, he said the light works. Oh, Lord. What is that? It's all again. Y'all. What the hell is going on? Y'all see all these little kids? They put kids' shoes up in there. What the? So how did? So hold on, because no, this other day that the door came open when I was in here. So if the door came open, like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, y'all. So remember that thing? I thought it was a snake. I really thought it was some plastic, but y'all, I'm not gonna get close to this. This is real snake skin. Oh my God! Look at this. You can see like, ooh. Oh my God.
The floor was buried beneath dozens of tiny children's shoes, sandals, sneakers, boots, piled in a grotesque tribute to lost childhoods.
So I'm looking back at this video that I took with the property manager guy, right? And I noticed something in them piled shoes. Those frozen Elsa boots, whatever you want to call it, those boots are my daughter's. Like, I'm gonna show y'all a picture that me and my daughter took, like, I want to say like 2 months ago. Yo, this is crazy because I really thought she just lost them at school. Those shoes belong to my daughter.
Among the random collection, a pair of glittering boots caught the light. They were her daughter's, missing for months. A photograph on her phone confirmed it. Those were the same Frozen-themed boots.
Somebody in this building must be going around here just collecting shoes. And I'm not gonna say collecting, stealing little kids' shoes around here. I've talked to at least 2 or 3 different people in this building who have said that their children been missing shoes. So I'm thinking that somebody has access to their room and they're going around stealing shoes and then taking them and putting them in there. They're just putting shoes in the room. Like, it just none of this makes sense to me right now.
The apartment had been vacant for years. No one had lived there. Suddenly, a darker truth emerged. Someone or something was using that room as a hiding place for stolen shoes. Neighbors whispered their own tales of missing footwear. Jasmine's blood ran cold. Determined to catch the intruder, she set a trap. She placed a handful of cheap children's shoes by the door, hid a camera inside a potted plant, then waited. Night after night, nothing stirred, until the third night.
Okay, y'all, I'm finna get to the bottom of this. See these little shoes right here? Put them here as bait, right? On some real cheap shoes, just, little kid shoes or whatever. But what I did was, I got me a plant, right? Little cheap plant too, but look what's inside the plant. Hopefully y'all can see it. Hopefully nobody else see it, but.
On the recording, one tiny boot lifts itself off the ground, flips in midair, then lands perfectly upright beside its partner, an impossible motion, as if guided by unseen fingers. Even more chilling, Jasmine's next-door neighbor swore she heard a baby crying outside her apartment. Fear gripped her as she peered through the peephole, then scurried away before she could learn more. No sound of a child persists on the footage. Haunted by the creeping boots and whispered sobs, Jasmine finally threw the remaining shoes into the trash. To this day, no one knows who stole those shoes, or why a ghostly hand seemed to place them there. A mystery still unfolding in the dark hallways of that abandoned apartment. This unsettling account comes from a pair of night security workers who were making their usual commute to the job when they experienced something that left them genuinely disturbed. As they drove deeper into the darkness, their headlights fell on a figure up ahead, standing right in the middle of the road. From a distance, it resembled a person, but the longer they looked, the more unnatural it seemed. There was no movement, no reaction, not even the slightest shift in posture as their vehicle approached. It simply stood there, as if waiting. When they reviewed the footage from their rear dash cam, expecting to catch a glimpse of the figure disappearing into the distance, they realized something was very wrong. There was nothing there. Not a shadow, not a blur, not even the faintest trace of someone standing on that road. The same figure they had both clearly seen with their own eyes simply didn't exist on the recording. Naturally, some have tried to explain it away. A camera glitch perhaps, or headlights casting an illusion through the fog or trees. Others suggested it could have been a person dressed in dark clothing who stepped out of frame just in time. But none of those explanations sit right with those who were there. Very strange.
If you want your nights to feel as atmospheric as the stories we dive into, Scentbird's got you. Use promo code KING and get your first fragrance for just $8.